Let's be real. You only get the mini thing because you can't do or afford the full-size thing. You can't golf, you play mini golf. You can't ride a motorcycle, you ride a mini bike. We were going to talk a little more, but this guy's pretty rad.
Excuse us while we play through it.
We figured we'd give this mini RC4 drive Gelande 2 ready to run a fair shake, even though we're fans of the big one, the full scale, not the small stuff. You know what the difference between real golf and mini golf is? It's not what you think. Mini golf, you can't drink beer. But here we are to test out where we thought the best place to test many things out would be at a mini golf course. Why? Because of the windmill. That's it. We thought it would be cool to have a windmill in the background. But it turns out there's some actually really scale terrain at this mini golf course that was perfect to test out the skills of this full-time four-wheel drive crawler. And we had to do some dumb stuff to make it look like we were doing more than just playing mini golf. We tested two kits, the Blackjack and the Black Rock. There's also a D90. Hey, we only got two, not three. Hey, we're cheap. But the thing that separates this from any other mini car on the market is the body. It's a hard plastic, full scale, looks beautiful body, which is pretty heavy for a little car, but that's the biggest difference between this and any other mini car is that body is nearly perfect in scale and hard plastic. Whatever cool body you choose, underneath you get the same kit. And under there, you would be hard-pressed to tell the difference if it wasn't sitting in front of you, that this wasn't a full-size kit, because it's almost exactly the same. Metal chassis rails, check. Four-link suspension, check. Center transmission, actually updated to a mini R5 V2. This is the version 2, who knows what. But inside, you even get metal gears. Hey, those yokes are redesigned, and that's not plastic, that's metal. There's a lot of effort into this kit. Again, many kits are only different in size, not the complexity and not how much it takes to make the thing. That's why they're just as expensive as the big ones. It's just smaller. One of the issues that I encountered as soon as I took the body off to put the battery in, it's just like some of the big scale ones. It seems like they forget that there's a battery there, and the chassis and body kind of crush the battery into place. I don't think it was the best design, but hey, what do I know? We can smush the batteries in this thing and it still works fine. Again, the level of material quality is unreal because those axles are molded metal, not plastic. The hubs you can lock on actual metal wheels with bead locks. It's crazy that they just scaled everything down and really gave you the same kit as the larger ones. 40 millimeter shocks, oil filled, no, they got springs. You can see that you can access the center. It's not a diff, solid spool with just like you would on a big one. Open up the front case. The steering links are metal. Everything on this kit is really high-end, and therefore high quality equals high price. The radio looks like I'm about to eat an ice cream cone. You don't look cool with it, no matter what you do. Somebody online said it saved 50 cents in shipping because it's lighter. I'll give you 50 cents for something that doesn't make me look silly while I'm playing mini golf with RC cars. Yeah, that makes sense. With mini cars, you got to kind of invent something probably a little bit more fun. So we're at a mini golf course because that's what mini means to us. Now our first game, so you could push the ball all the way up the ramp. Ever have that idea where you think, man, that's the best idea ever, I can't believe no one else has done it. And then you do it and you go, man, that's the stupidest thing we ever done. I have mixed emotions with this. We thought there'd be cool things you can do with 2-mile-an-hour mini trucks at a mini golf course, and we were wrong. So pushing the ball isn't that much fun, but thankfully you can see around there's a lot of scale terrain that is perfect for this size car. And instead of being goofy on this ramp, we decided to hit the high road. And also I'll remind you, in real golf, you'd be drinking beer, which is why everything is more fun. Kids, it's not more fun. Soda is better. More water. Better for you. So lucky for us, this awesome scale terrain was hanging around, and we got to test the actual skills of the crawler and more intended terrain than short carpet. even though the motor was small and the top speed maybe 2.6 miles per hour, the power was there. The little motor provided a good torque. The gear ratio seemed pretty decent. I was able to crawl up decent sized rocks and hills. Suspension, obviously, not going to move as much as everybody would want to see because it's just a spring. And while the body has good weight to kind of make it move, you can't expect it to have 90-degree articulation. It kind of looks exaggerated speed. That's what many things do. They kind of bounce and vibrate faster than the big ones. So it's not going to be the most scale thing, but it's not bad. Low end power was a little jumpy. This seems to be a problem. It's brushed motor, should be a little smoother. Granted, maybe we have racer fingers where we're trying to punch it full throttle off the line. I don't think that's the case, but one of the big things that we noticed while driving this is that while this is a mini kit, the turning radius was not mini. It was definitely a full-sized turning radius, and the dual rate was turned up on the radio. It just doesn't have as much steering throw as that we think it should, but honestly, it didn't affect things too much. Just some of the tighter turns, you may have to check up and tap that reverse, which is instant. The mandatory windmill shot. Here it is. Nothing exciting. Was not as cool as we thought. We're stupid. I'm back at the trails. You can see going up hills, not that big of a problem. Plants get stuck in the wheels, so be careful. Overall, we had a little bit more fun than we thought we would with mini cars. You can see the scale was really good. That body looks beautiful. You can't, other than us bouncing around like rookies, you can't tell that this scale is tiny, which is good. So if you're a real big fan of RC4WD drive or want a cool gift, obviously this is kind of the class that we think it's for. More of a, here's a cool car. I don't think that if you're full scaly, you're going out and getting this, but hey, I could be wrong. Once you buy a brand and wear the t-shirt and underwear, you're probably buying everything. We did try to get a hole-in-one with the car. Didn't work either because, like I said, a lot of good ideas at home while you're thinking about where to test things don't translate very well into reality or a video. But we did get to test some up vertical skills, and again, not as bad as we would have thought. It did need a little help crawling up, but pretty good for a little guy. Good job, little guy. So overall, some good scaling ability through the trails. Some pretty good vertical. I mean, that was probably half the size. The bumper did catch on, depending on the body you pick, the bumper is a little different. So you do have to adjust your approach angle. Once we got into the sand, the stock tires did a decent job of trying to plow through. Obviously, this is our first attempt through, and it's always easier when a buddy pushes you through, of course. So I always bring a friend on the trails. Both cars have the same tires. All three have the same tires. And you can get up some decent hills and with some loose terrain. So you just gotta kind of wiggle through, and you can see that the center did catch a little bit, but nothing different than actually the 10th scale version of this car. You can get stuck on anything just like a real car. I mean, this is very scale. The body's really what separates this kit, except for obviously material quality of metal axles and metal boots and tires and wheels, and not metal tires, dummy, but you know what I mean.
Got it.
Some may find Ben's hill attempt there painful to watch or fun to watch. You can comment and decide, but it was pretty fun. Obviously, if you keep wheel speed momentum, that helps a lot in hill climbs. You got to watch that wheel speed. Too fast and you're just gonna burn holes in the ground, and too slow you're not gonna make it. So you got to learn the system here. It really comes down to, a lot of times in mini cars for us, is, are they fads? It seems like they come in groups. There's a bunch of mini cars out at once, and everybody gets excited, and then nobody uses them. So for this kit, it's a very difficult thing for us to really understand, because we would prefer the bigger one. You may like the smaller ones because a lot of people or maybe have limited space or live in the windmill at a mini golf course or the castle. We're not really sure. We're not judging where you live. If you can't afford the castle and live in the windmill, that's, more power to you. Stay in school. But overall, I mean, you can't beat this kit in looks in the class. You can't beat it really in performance because it's a little bigger than some. The material quality is really next level. At $230, you're going to have to make some decisions in your life if that's worth it to you. But for now, we were par 3 on this par 3 course, so we're good. So read the full review and Velocity RC Cars Magazine issue number 31. We're digital. What that means to you, dummy, is that you download it to your tablet or your phone while you're sitting in the toilet. So read us before you flush, maybe after, and subscribe to YouTube. Look at our Facebook. Look us up online. Google us. If you still use Bing, maybe Yahoo. I'm just babbling now to watch Ben pretend to swipe at the car. So, straight to the castle for you.
Go. Get in the hole.
Go back from farther here. Hold on. Yeah, but I gotta get farther back.